Why do you disappoint me? Second by second, you waste my time.
On March 3rd, 2023, Garten of BanBan 2, the sequel to Garten of BanBan, finally released. What was said to be absolutely peak indie horror gaming dropped, and I am still extremely disappointed with the current state of modern indie horror. I am completely disappointed with this game. Now, the first BanBan game was met with a lot of negative reception, ranging from its greedy merch sales, to its awful fetch quest gameplay, to its hideous character design, to low effort quality. It was even to the point where one of the most common theories people have about the existence of this game was it was created to be satire of modern indie horror with games like Poppy Playtime and Rainbow Friends. However, as many people have also pointed out, the developers, the Euphoric Brothers, have been silencing criticism and blocking people for it, the most infamous example being when they blocked Aya on Twitter. Another example is this deranged tweet. These examples and actions are proof enough to me that Garten of BanBan was made to be an actual horror game and were not made to be jokes, and its sequel game is no exception. Right off the bat, this game already tries to be bigger than the first with a longer game runtime and more enemies and more gameplay in general. However, I unfortunately have to be a broken record and say that it's so fucking boring. All of it is so bland and a bore to play. Nothing is interesting. It's heavily made up of fetch quests again, whether they're tedious or add nothing to the overall experience. The drone is also not used to its fullest potential. There's also this one gameplay bit with the character Balina, where it's meant to be a resemblance of a school classroom with questions, which is a good idea for gameplay, but it all results in being fucking tedious and stupid. It's not even engaging when you figure it out.
What is misery plus disappointment? My life.
The gameplay is a literal fucking chore. The graphics in this game suck yet again, generic looking environment and rooms. On top of that, horrible character design yet again. Slow Ceylon's design is the only character design in the game close to semi-decent because of his enormous height, but even then, it looks lazy and low effort. Actual trash. And don't get me started on the Opula chicks. Good God. This game lacks horror yet again. The lore is nothing to write home about again. The voice acting introduced in this game is cringe for the most part. This game is basically just the first game, but longer. This might be a controversial take, but I'm just going to say it right now. I honestly think I prefer Garten of BanBan 1 over Garten of BanBan 2. The first game is dog shit, no question. Some of the worst I've ever seen from indie horror, horror in general, and gaming in general. However, at least the first game, while made to be an actual horror game, could still be enjoyed ironically because of how comically short its runtime was and how hilariously stupid the Opula bird looked. Hashtag bird up and everything. But with this game, I simply can't enjoy it ironically as much as I can't enjoy it unironically. This game is just too much of a bore, and any possible fun I could have from this game is just drained out. At least the first game's gameplay was stupidly easy shit. This game can also get tedious, and that just kills the irony for me. It doesn't seem like a purposefully shit horror game like the first. It just seems like just a shit horror game. It's completely soulless. Upon the release of the second game, the Steam page for the third game was put up, and it just continues to make me despise this game series and everything it means more than I already do. And it's further proof that this game and the next BanBan games are not made with passion and effort and care. The devs simply just do not care. I will always stand by the mindset that creating something for money or any other reason besides passion isn't a bad thing at all, just as long as the creation itself is still good and enjoyable and at least looks like there's care and passion. This game and this series, in fact, is just simply not that. I do not support the harassment and death threats the Euphoric Brothers have been receiving. I do not at all. It's quite frankly a childish and toxic way to get the overall message across. However, the Euphoric Brothers also need to keep in mind that this hate for their game isn't going to stop unless they learn to put effort and care into their work if they aren't making this for satire. These guys have game development experience. They've made multiple games before BanBan. I don't like how they made a game literally dedicated to glorifying school shootings and everything they've said about the game, plus the fact a sequel is still planned, but it's still game development experience. Use it. For the love of fucking God, please just use it. You know your games are not good when huge people playing your game like Dawko seem to not enjoy it that much, and that man literally enjoys almost everything he damn plays. Garten of BanBan could be good, but as of right now, both games in its series are contributing to what is ruining the indie horror game genre. It's all just a mindfuck.